Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Meron na naman pong update tungkol dito sa Ontario Workforce Priority Stream, aka yung bago pong OINP. Yan ang ating pag-uusapan. Naku, mukhang ano, no? Sa akin lang, this is my observation. Parang pagandahan na yata ito dapat ng trabaho, pataasan ng sweldo.
Yes.
Welcome back una sa lahat. Dayanara and Puerto Bantigue here again with us to discuss this update sa OINP. What do you think, Dayanara? Anong first impression mo nung lumabas ang update na ito kahapon?
Sabi ko, thank God, it's a long time coming. Sabi ko, it's a long time. Parang yung kanta ni Taylor Swift. It's a long time coming, 'di ba? Na buti naman mabilis nilang inilabas yung point systems and all of that. Mas madaling intindihin itong bago nilang inilabas kumpara dun sa dati nilang inilabas kasi more of laws yun eh. So medyo mahirap siyang interpret. This time, I think it's very clear. They have implemented a lot of changes. They have made it in a way friendlier to international students, not just from Ontario, but from all over Canada. If you notice, they have made it friendlier. Parang even if you're an international student from outside of Ontario, you have somewhat of a chance, 'di ba? Equal footing in a way with those who studied in Ontario, if you think about it. Magdedepende na po talaga ngayon sa trabaho, sa sahod, sa language test, whether you have French proficiency.
Right.
It really helps a lot. And kung ano talaga yung NOC. It's now more important than ever to find out exactly what your NOC is. Kasi miss, ang dami kong client, and well, hindi naman sila, a lot of people would email me kapag nakatanggap na sila ng refusal or procedural fairness letter. Hindi nila ma-defend yung NOC na ini-insist nilang na kanila. So now more than ever, it's very important to consider these things when you're applying for PR. Ano yung NOC mo? Tama ba yung sahod mo? Tama ba yung education mo? Now that, OINP has released this, yung scoring nila.
Oo. Yan, nababanggit ni Dayanara yung scoring points.
Yes.
And I think that's what I want to focus on for the discussion, guys? Kasi, I guess ito yung pinakamahalaga. This way, you will know kung gaano taas ang iyong chansang ma-invite ngayon sa OINP. Before I proceed dito sa specific scoring factors, let's clarify yung portal for new EOIs, hindi pa rin siya open, Dayanara? Wala pa?
Hindi pa rin po. It will open, I believe, late in the summer.
Okay. But this discussion, guys, pwede niyong puntahan sarili ninyo. If you wanna read everything that we will discuss, ito po yan. Puntahan ninyo, i-google niyo Ontario Workforce Priority Stream. Okay, napakahaba niyan, Kaya tutulungan namin kayo ni Dayanara himayin ang kailangan ninyong malaman. Unahin natin yung scoring factors, the different categories. Guys, prepared ako ngayon. Meron akong ginawang graphics. Buti na lang talaga may AI na, Pero, iyan. Okay, pinasummarize ko lang naman yung different factors.
Yeah, you have to remove the parang caption. Ayan.
Yan. Okay. So, hourly wage, Ontario work experience, earnings history. Kung tutuusin, yung unang tatlo na yan related sa isa't isa, Because it all pertains to the kind of job that you have.
All will be resolved
with
the offer of employment letter.
Correct. Tapos, yung legal status in Canada, education, language, regionalization. Ibig sabihin, kung saan located yung iyong trabaho o yung iyong job offer. Sige, ano gusto mong unahin, Dayanara, na pag-usapan? Wait, let's go
You can probably go to the pie that you made, miss. Yung pie.
Sige, sure. Okay.
Yan, kasi dyan natin makikita. Yeah, so maximum point, 131. Ang cute, parang may gutal.
Kaya nga, sorry. Guys, pina-analyze ko lang yan sa AI. Baka nga may konting discrepancy, pero I'm pretty sure medyo malapit na ito. Some are saying kasi 130, some are saying 131.
Yeah, 131. Ano siya, it's very different from how BC does it. I think BC has a 200 point maximum. limit, ganyan. Pero quite similar kasi napakalaki ng allocation as you can see with income. Ayan, so ang laki ng makukuha mong points if you're a high income, if you're a high income earner. And then yung 19.1 for language, I would just like to clarify that, Miss, kasi the reason why it's a bit big is because French proficiency is included.
Oo.
Yun siya, parang there are points associated with English proficiency, mas malaki yun. I think that's 15 points.
Mhm.
And kapag may French proficiency ka pa additional, I think you should have a minimum of level 6,
Right.
claim additional 10 points. So, kumaga, malaki siya. Malaki siyang tipak doon sa points na makukuha mo if you have like additional French proficiency as a factor. And honestly, a lot of people are working on their French proficiency not just for PR, Miss, but also to extend their work permits. A lot
Right.
of people are doing that now. So, this can be something you can use, additional reason kung ba't mas magandang mag-aral ng French is magagamit mo na rin siya sa OYNP, malaki na yung kanyang ibinibigay na point. Dati po kasi I think 5 points lang ang French proficiency sa OYNP. Ngayon, nilakihan nila.
Oo. Guys, yung pie chart, no, syempre it assumes yung maximum number of points that you can get. Okay,
Yes.
balikan ko lang bago tayo mag-proceed dun sa mga scoring, the different scores na talaga, no?
Apo.
So, 131 total points. Nakikita nyo lahat ng related sa trabaho. Yung income, 17.6%.
Yes.
Job offer characteristics, nandyan kung ano yung no-code mo.
15.3.
Okay.
Yeah.
15%.
Ontario work
Tapos,
experience.
yeah, another 13%.
And then regionalization is also somehow of a factor. Yeah. Hi, Luna!
Okay. So, ang bigat talaga ng weight, okay,
Ng
na
trabaho.
binibigay sa trabaho mo, yung characteristics ng iyong trabaho at yung basically, Dayanara, I think yung ambag mo sa ekonomiya ng Ontario.
Correct. At yung suporta ng employer mo sa'yo.
Oo.
Ang laki nun. Kasi, median wage is required for a lot of these jobs except for recent graduates. Earning 70,000 upwards, provides you with maximum score. Nakadepende din sa trabaho mo kung ano yung level of education na required para sa'yo. Nakadepende sa trabaho mo kung anong language CLB level. Yung CLB level ang kailangan mong marating or kung exempted ka ba. A lot of these things will be decided by your job and your NOC in a way.
Okay. Guys, sorry, no? Binabaan ko lang yung anak ko. Sige, I'm back. Unahin natin yung scoring system for earnings history.
Well, pwede po yung earnings history sa yung hourly wage kasi magka-relate sila. So, for example, yung sa hourly wage, dati naman na pong may ganito ang OYNP. Mas inano lang nila, mas in-streamline lang nila. Dati kasi yung maximum points for earnings history, yung pina-flash ni Miss, 3 points lang yan eh. 3 points dati, maximum of $40,000 of earnings. Now, they raised it to 70,000 or more in earnings in a year, but they will give you maximum of 8 points if you have this. So you only need 1 notice of assessment within the last 5 years.
Got it. Okay. Ito naman guys, puntahan natin yung hourly wage. Ito. This exists before din?
Yes po, but it's I think maximum of 10 points lang dati.
Nice.
And then $40 pa rin, I think yung maximum na sinet nila. So if you're earning $40 per hour or higher, this could be, nurses, millwrights, ito yung usually journey persons. Ito usually yung kanilang mga earning range. So maximum 15 points for this. Apo.
Babalik lang ako dun sa hourly wage.
Okay. Yes po.
Yung 40 per hour higher gets yung max 15 points. Tapos dito sa earnings history, okay, 8 points max kung 70K or more earnings mo in a year.
Yes.
I'm curious, marami bang nag-hit ng salary wage level na yan for newcomers, at least those who have
naman
worked with you? Marami din ba?
Oh, yes. I remember I remember my husband almost doing this. Pero yung time na yun, miss, yun yung time ng pandemic, yung talagang sobrang dami nilang overtime.
Mhm.
Nangyayari yun, pero pagod ka talaga. Depende sa sahod eh. Kapag ang sahod mo ay $22 per hour, you probably would be able to hit that if you're working until Saturday.
Right,
Like
right.
10 to
Okay.
12 hours per day until Saturday. And a lot of our kababayans, they do that. Actually, ang NOA kasi is it can be a combination of two jobs. So
Okay.
sometimes you're working 30 hours for this employer, you have a second job where you're working another 30 hours, then you can possibly gain that much. Depende sa tagal ng number of hours that you work. Kasama rin yun. So, ang maganda naman dito sa NOA is it can be a combination of 2 T4s, 3 T4s sometimes
Right.
sa mga masisipag nating kababayan. Yes po, it's a possibility.
Ayun. So, hindi naman pala siya imposible. Oo nga naman, ano. Hindi man kayo makakuha ng maximum points sa hourly wage, daanin nyo dun sa, ano, earnings history.
Daanan niya sa earnings history, 'di ba? Kasi
Oo,
kahit paano may makukuha kaya lang siyempre hindi naman natin puwede yun. Napakahirap magtrabaho naman ng tatlong trabaho, miss.
correct. Oo nga, no. Oo nga
Pero
naman.
para sa mga kababayan nating alam mo yung single, yung mga nag-iipon o kaya
Oo.
yung mga kababayan natin na wala pa naman silang mga anak,
Right.
at nag-iipon, wala namang masamang humarabas kumbaga ng trabaho, both for points and both for savings kasi di mo masasabi 'pag nawalan ka ng status at least meron kang nest egg na
Right.
maiuuwi, 'di ba?
Oo.
Kasama rin po yun.
Yung may sweldo ng mga 30, ito, at least sa 10 points tayo, 30 pataas. No, I'd
Mhm,
say siyempre safe na diyan yung mga nasa healthcare,
yes,
tech. What do you think? What
yes.
line of work usually would fall into these
RPNs, I think,
RP?
mga registered sorry, LPNs, licensed practical nurses. I think ang range ng sahod nila is 32 to 36, mga ganyan.
Okay.
Some PSWs do earn
Mhm.
30, yung lalo dun sa mga talagang magagandang companies, magagandang malalayong lugar, kadalasan they pay really well. Um, Medyo madalang ako makakita ng ganyan sa restaurant work.
Right.
Medyo madalang 'yan, pero a lot of our kababayans would earn 150,000 in tech. Oh my,
Right. Tech.
the
Yan.
tech workers, I don't know now with the AI and all the layoffs
Mm.
if it's the same thing, but there's an ability to earn that, especially in Vancouver, GTA areas, yeah.
Okay, puntahan natin yung sunod naman.
On
Etong no
Ontario,
codes.
on
Yan.
NOC codes. Okay, I'm looking at the NOC codes now. Okay.
Right. Ano ang biggest difference dito, Leonardo, from
I think
before?
the biggest difference is dati parang the maximum points are given to trades and healthcare. Ngayon parang talagang prioritize na nila yung healthcare. Kasi po kung
Mhm.
titingnan natin yung broad occupational category nandun po sa baba, miss,
Mhm.
occupational category 3, these are workers in healthcare. Occupational category 7 are tradespeople. Occupational category 2 are the STEMs. So ito yung mga IT professionals, engineers. Occupational category 0, I believe, are managerial posts. Please correct
Mhm.
me if I'm wrong. 1 are business people. 4 is, eto medyo nalungkot ako dito kasi yung 4, eto yung mga ano eh, um, mga caregivers,
Mhm.
early childhood educators, social workers, nandun sila sa 4 eh. 8
Oh,
are the agriculture workers, 9 are manufacturing. So they
alright.
will get 4 points. They share that. And then yung occupational category 5 are those who work in art, sports, and then 6 are our hospitality workers.
Yeah.
Dito lumalabas na hindi pa rin talaga nila binibigyan ng mas malaking priority yung ating mga nasa hospitality, sales, service
Right.
occupations. Talagang mabigat pa rin ang priority ng Ontario sa healthcare and trades.
Yeah. Healthcare and trades, 10 to 8 points. Yung
Yeah,
sa
and then yung
hospitality, 2 points na.
Sa STEM talagang malaki yung ibinigay nila kasi you know why? A lot
Mhm.
of our STEM people, workers in STEM are really highly educated ones. Kasi
Right.
hindi ka naman pwede talagang mag-work as an engineer without getting, license, certification. hindi naman din ganun kadaling mag-work in, IT without getting certain credentials. So I think that's why they gave it, 6 points pa
Right.
rin.
Okay. Yung tier code, ano ba 'to? Yan, tier category rather.
Yes.
Yan.
Ito po yung knock level. So dito
Mm.
magdedepende kung saang category ka mag-a-apply, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So tier 0 or 1, these are our managers. Ito yung mga RNs fall under tier 1. Tier 2 or 3, nandito yung mga cooks, nandito yung
Mhm.
ating mga PSWs. Tier 4 and 5 are our yung mga low skilled work. So andito
Right.
yung mga they do have their own category. Yeah.
Oo. And 0 points sila. No?
0 points for that, yeah.
Oo.
Siguro kasi iba yung system na i-implement nila, iba yung score na ise-set nila for tier 4 or 5, that's why they put it at 0.
Right. Ito naman, puntahan natin itong issue ng location ng inyong trabaho. Sabi
Yeah.
ko kay Dayanara before we started recording, this really validates the message that Dayanara has been telling us in past episodes, I think for the past year or so. Sa
Since
mga suki natin,
since
alam nyo ito.
2024, 'di ba?
Oo,
Our,
oo.
our very first video discussed this already, 'di ba? The
Mhm.
need to consider going for rural areas and leaving. I understand, mahirap talaga mag-relocate, miss. Pero
Mm.
obviously, as you can see sa point system, how it's set up, 15 points solid are for Northern Ontario areas. Nakalagay po sa baba yung mga regions, kung ano yung mga
Mhm.
consider nila as Northern Ontario. So that includes Algoma, Muskoka, Eastern Ontario. Ito po yung, I believe, bandang Ottawa
Mhm.
and
Okay.
Ottawa-Peterborough area. And then yung Central Ontario, these are Waterloo region, Simcoe, Southwestern Ontario, at
Dito.
dyan
Dito
kami,
kami.
London, yeah, London, Perth, Oxford. GTA is Durham, Halton, Peel, and York. And yung Toronto, of course, is the city of Toronto. So, um, it really depends now. Malaki yung mawawalang point by staying in Toronto. And that's the thing. A lot of the high-paying work
Mhm.
is in Toronto. So, in a way, magbabalanse siya ngayon. Mataas yung point mo dito kasi mataas yung sahod mo, maganda yung NOC mo, pero pwedeng may mawala sa yung solid na 15 points by staying in Toronto. It's a balancing act. Kasama pa ngayon yung fact na mas madalas silang mag-draw for occupations na nasa labas ng GTA. That's
Right.
it. We don't know if that will continue, but definitely you lose out on some points by being in the GTA.
Okay. Now, ito naman, yung language. Okay, you might be curious bakit malaki yung portion niya dun sa pie chart natin
Yeah, kasi
earlier, ano?
parang 25 points maximum, miss, eh. Ang puwede mong
Oo,
makuha, 'di ba? It's 25 points. If you have a CLB of 9 or higher, so this is if you take the CELPIP, ang score po ninyo ay walang mas mababa sa 9.
Mhm.
Okay? So that's 15 points, CLB 8 is 12, and then as we go lower, and then kapagka meron po kayong CLB 6 sa TCF or TEF, yung mga French language tests, then you can claim 10 points for having
Mhm.
2 official languages.
Oo. So you can really try both, ano? I think malaking tulong talaga if you learn French. You
It
get both,
does.
right,
It
no?
does. It provides
Oo.
you with an opportunity to apply for a francophone work permit. 'Di ba? Kapagka nakakuha po kayo ng NCLC level ng 5,
Mm.
there's a chance na makapag-apply kayo ng francophone work permit and your employer will not have to apply for an LMIA.
Mm.
So you can have your longer stay in Canada. But what you have to understand is the francophone work permit does not mean na makakapag-apply po kayo ng permanent residence.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tsaka parang, yeah, tingnan mo kung CLB 9, 15 points, tapos sabayan mo pa ng French plus 10 points. Tama,
Yes.
'di ba?
In a
Oo.
way, pwede mong mabawi yung score na mawawala sa'yo kung nasa Toronto ka.
Right. Oo,
Mm.
oo. Okay, ano pa ba? Regionalization, legal status, here pala. Yan.
Yes, it's a big factor. Ito po yung mga kababayan natin na ito yung mga nagtatanong sa akin na, wala na akong status, Dayanara, meron bang effect yan sa points ko? Yes, in a way, because you do lose 10 points if you don't have a valid work permit. And then you gain a little bit. Yung mga kababayan natin na naka-study permit, tapos nakahanap sila ng employer na nag-o-offer sa kanila, then pwede naman sila makagawa ng profile. They will have an additional 5 points, although they may lose out on some of the other points na nangangailangan ng full-time work experience kasi estudyante nga sila. So yes, kahit wala po kayong status, maging visitor kayo, ma-out of status kayo, umuwi kayo ng Pilipinas, maaari pa rin kayong magkaroon ng OINP profile. And as long as tuloy-tuloy ang suporta sa inyo ng employer ninyo, maaari pa rin po kayong ma-nominate at makabalik ng Canada in the process.
Right. Speaking of employer support, yun pala, no? Guys, meron na ring factor yung kung gaano ka katagal employed doon
Yes.
sa iyong employer. Malaki din yung points, ha?
If you have, over 2 years of experience in the same position, 'di ba, you will gain the maximum of 18 points, pababa ng pababa. Ngayon, meron po kasi tayong mga kababayan or mga applicant na less than 6 months yung kanilang work experience. Ito yung mga recent Ontario graduates, ganyan, na hindi sila required to have the 6-month work experience as opposed to others. Then iba po yung scoring system na meron sila mas mababa. Mas mababa ng konti. Although, I wonder kung paano naman itong over 24 months of working. Sorry. Ito pala yung kapag nagbago ka ng work. Sorry. Ito pala yung kapag lumipat ka ng employer. Kasi di ba po ang requirement ay 6 months of work experience with the same employer for
Right.
some of the streams. So, let's say, naka 24 months ka sa ganitong employer, lumipat ka sa bagong employer, pero same NOC pa rin, gagawan ka nila ng bagong profile, ng bagong mong employer. Kung less than 6 months ka pa lang sa kanila, iba yung scoring system mo as opposed to those who are loyal to their Ontario employer. So, they do reward those who stay with their Ontario employers the longest.
Oo. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, no, na, yeah, parang nire-reward yung matagal nang may ambag din dito sa
Dito
probinsya.
sa probinsya, which honestly, I'm all for. I'm all for it, miss. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Ano pa ba? Legal status, education.
Yeah, yung sa education, I think we should look at education.
Ito pala, okay, yeah.
Yes, kasi as you can see, 10 points if you have a doctorate, master's degree 8 points, pababa po ng pababa yan. Dito kadalasan nalilito yung mga kababayan natin kasi akala nila yung kanilang Ontario College Graduate Certificate, kunyari yung PSW, certificate kasi yun eh. Akala nila equivalent yun to an Ontario College Graduate Certificate. Hindi po, magkaiba po yun. Meron po tayong Ontario College Graduate Certificate, tapos meron tayong College Certificate. Although, in this case, same points na sila.
Saan dito yung sa mga PSW course, Dayanara?
Dun po yun sila sa College Certificate, yung pangatlo sa huli, miss.
This one. So, it's 5 points na rin. So, it's,
5 points
okay.
Dati kasi yan, yung bachelor's degree saka yung Ontario College Graduate Certificate, magka-point yan eh. Pareho sila na equal yung footing nila. Ngayon, lumamang ng konti yung bachelor's degree. Konti lang naman.
Right. Okay.
And then sa baba po, makikita ninyo na ito yung mga kababayan natin na nag-aral ng 2 graduate certificate. Marami tayong kababayan ganyan. Isang PSW, isang pharmacy assistant. So kapag dalawa yung iyong post-secondary education credential, 2 na parehong 1 year yung duration, 2 semesters, 8 months, then pwede po kayong makaklaim ng 10 points. Again, kailangan po ito ay 1 year to complete. So, hindi po kasama dito yung ating mga kababayang kumukuha ng PSW sa mga private schools. Kasi 6 months po yun. Opo.
Okay. So, language, regionalization.
And then makikita niyo po sa baba yung eligible Canadian institutions. As you can see, yung mga kababayan natin na nasa ibang lugar, nasa Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, you can potentially still go for OINP provided na meron kayong support ng employer na nasa Ontario. You have, let's say, Ontario experience. Diba? Pwede pa rin po, kasama po. As you can see, makikita ninyo sa baba, sa pinakababa kasama yung ibang mga schools sa Quebec.
Okay.
So if let's say you are able to transfer from you studied in Quebec and then you
Yes.
transferred to Ontario, that there's a possibility nag-aral kayo sa, sa McGill,
Mhm.
Concordia, posible pa rin po.
Oo. Meron, I don't know, ang haba ng list ng universities and colleges, ano. Do you
Opo.
think there were some institutions that were removed from the list? And I'm asking this because earlier today I was just reading some reports about some students na nagreklamo kasi biglang yung private college usually, no, na kanilang in-enrollan. Patapos na sila, biglang nagsara. Ngayon, hindi nila alam ang gagawin. And then, yung ibang
Honestly,
hindi eligible for PGWP, yung mga ganun.
yeah, honestly, miss, ito naman ang lagi kong sinasabi sa clients ko, you should always go for a a public school.
Right.
Always. Kung mag-i-invest ka na lang ng education mo, unless you have a very, very specific purpose
Mhm.
or a very, very specific set of qualifications, it's really better to go for a public school. Less issues kasi. Less
Correct.
chance na magsara. You know what I mean?
Oo.
This is a public school. But
Mhm.
if that happens, I say make sure to consult a lawyer or a consultant for your options if that happens to you.
Right. Okay. I wanted to ask about this also pala, no? May option
Oh.
dito to course, dadaan ka ng ONP for express entry. Ano ibig sabihin nito, Dayanaro? Sabi dito, if you applied based on a tier category 0123 occupation and
Mm,
indicated in your application that you would like to be nominated through the express entry system, so parang
mhm.
pwede siya. Yeah, can you explain to us this part? Ganito din ba talaga dati?
Mhm. Dati po
Okay.
kasi well, dati kasi merong 2 stream or 3 ba, mainly 2 na stream ang OINP na dumadaan ng express entry. Yun yung human capital priorities saka yung skilled trade stream. So, one way to be able to join to that is kapag ginawa mo yung express entry profile mo, may tanong dun na kung are you interested in declaring your intention to stay in Ontario. So, parang may mga
Alright.
box ng listahan ng mga probinsya. So, usually, for clients, ang ginagawa ko lang dun is check all provinces. May parang box
Right.
na for all provinces para at least walang problema. BC, ganyan,
Mm.
naka-declare ka. So, that way, the OINP would know na you're interested and they can access your profile.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So dito sa bagong system, wala sila it doesn't seem like they launched a new one. Wala sila
Mhm.
nung parang launching ng, skilled trade stream saka human capital. Parang binase na lang nila sa lahat ng naka-TERS category 0123 puwedeng mag-apply. But you have to be eligible either sa Federal Skilled Worker or sa Canadian Experience class. You
Mm.
must have a valid express entry profile. I don't know kung pag binuksan na yung bagong portal, kung may option doon para maglagay ka ng information about your profile. Usually
Yeah.
ilalagay doon yung express entry profile number saka yung job seeker code, ganyan. Gano'n po kasi ang system ng Alberta, gano'n ang
Mm.
system ng BC.
Got
Parang kailangan i-provide mo sila nung information about your profile para kung gusto ka nilang i-invite through that, puwede. Eto po yung nagkakaroon ng 600 points.
Okay, okay. Got it, got it. Alright, I think na-cover na natin lahat ng scoring factors. Sa iyong clientele, Dayanara, marami bang, na hindi pa obviously nadodro, no, yung mga interesado pa lang, are these affecting them in a big way?
For
Ito.
some, especially po miss yung sa education part, kasi I think that's a big change, yung, requirement for education. Let me just double check that.
Mm.
For example, for those who are now interested in going for the tier category 0, 1, 2, or 3, meron ng requirement of a post-secondary degree or diploma that takes at least 1 year to finish.
I see, okay.
Okay? So, dapat yung iyong WES ay equivalent to high school plus a post-secondary degree or diploma.
Right.
Diba? Ang mga exempted lang po dito ay yung mga nasa skilled trades list, may listahan po, and then yung mga nasa NOC 33102,
Mhm.
at yung mga nasa may mga license or authorization to work. So RNs, LPNs, ganyan. But otherwise, kailangan meron ka na nito. Dati po kasi, hindi naman siya firm requirement sa OINP Foreign Worker Stream. Walang points ang education sa OINP Foreign Worker Stream. Pero ngayon, hindi ka na makakatakas. Kailangan meron kang certain level of education. So I think sila yung mga maaapektuhan.
Right. Okay.
Mainly that. And then, I do see a lot of people losing status. So, syempre, maapektuhan talaga sila, miss. Mawawalan sila ng points. And there's a chance na mawalan na din ng interest yung mga employer nila na tulungan sila. Yun naman
Yeah.
yung katotohanan dito. Kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng i-expect yung employer na mag-support kahit wala kang paraan para makapagtrabaho sa kanila.
Right.
Ito po ngayon yung kailangan ng matinding usap sa employer na baka naman pwede niyong tulungan ako gumawa ng job offer, bigyan niyo ako ng 1 taon para makabalik. Diba? Nasa pag-uusap ito ng empleyado sa kanong employer na nasa Ontario, depende sa suporta nila. Napakaraming supportive na employer sa Canada. I say shoot your shot. Din lang yung sinasabi sa mga clients ko. Kausapin ninyo, wala namang mawawala. Kung tanggihan kayo, o di tinanggihan kayo, pero at least nasabi niyo sa kanila na may pag-asa ako May pag-asa ako kapag na-nominate ako. Kasi oras po na ma-nominate kayo ng OINP, may kasama yang work permit support letter at pwede niyong gamitin yon para makapag-apply kayo ng work permit, makabalik kayo ng Canada. And you can tell your employer na kung ito ay non-express entry application, it can take 2 years bago ka maging PR. So at least merong assurance na may workers sila for about 1.5 to 2 years.
Got it. Oo, walang mawawala, no? O, ano na, wag na kayong mahiya. Walang mangyayari, di ba? I
Walang
think yun yung
mangyayari
concern nila na parang nakakahiya. Baka masyadong makapalmukha ako naman kung gano'n, no?
Upfront ko naman, yes, miss. Pero ang akin, wala namang mawawala Di ba? Palagay nating mapauwi ka, nasa Pilipinas ka, na-invite ka. Di ba? Na-invite ka So, you know, don't hesitate to seek assistance. Don't hesitate to ask for help. For a lot of my clients, yung mga lumalapit sa akin na may mga job offer number, ready na yung job offer numbers nila. Sometimes I don't even ask them for consultation. I just take them right away. Kasi naiintindihan ko na may time limit kasi yun So, sometimes, kasi ako usually mahigpit ako, kailangan may consultation. Pero kapag may mga ready na ganito, tinatanggap ko talaga sila kasi naiintindihan ko na ito yung mga tao na kailangan ng immediate assistance. Kumbaga emergency ba?
Right.
Sa case na yun. So, shoot your shot. Let us know if you want representation or whoever you're interested in getting, diba? Doesn't have to be me. Make sure to speak to your employer regarding the requirements, especially the fact na a lot of these would require median wage now. Napakahalaga na umuo sila na bigyan kayo ng median wage. Okay? Meron akong mga nagtatanong sa akin na, Miss, what if yung sahod ko ngayon hindi pa median wage? Okay lang ba na ilagay ng employer ko sa job offer sa akin, sa OINP, yung median wage? Tapos ibigay na lang nila sa akin pag na-nominate na ako? That can work. It can work kasi yung ibibigay sa'yo ng employer mo is job offer pa lang It's a job offer number. So, they're only mandated to follow that median wage kapag na-nominate na yung tao. Padadalan sila ngayon ng letter ng OINP na the employer, the position is approved. You are now mandated to keep hiring this person and pay them the amount that you stated on the job offer. And then in turn, yung na-nominate, siya naman ay mandated to stay and continue performing, working for this employer, same NOC, diba? Same job as what's written doon sa kanyang nomination certificate. So, ang nomination po is an agreement, kumbaga, between 3 parties. The employee who was nominated, the employer who assisted with the nomination, and Ontario. So, both of you have deals with Ontario separately. It's very important to understand that.
Right.
Okay?
Well, yun lang naman. Napahaba na rin yung ating discussion. I hope that clarifies things for our viewers. If you have more questions, put them down there in the comment section and
Yes, or
we'll
send me an
see
email.
what we can do about it. And yes, i-contact nyo rin si Dayanara kung gusto niyo dyan po sa email na
We
to.
can do like a live session next time.
Yeah, o
Na
sabi mo na
marami
yan
ng
ha.
yes, live
Live
session.
tayo ha.
Para po dun sa for public information, na-withdraw na po ang mga EOIs. Nag-send na po ng EOI ng withdrawal ang OINP. So that means lahat po tayo ngayon ay nasa waiting period kung kailan magbubukas ang portal. Oras po na magbukas ang portal, coordinate with your employer para makakuha po ng number at makagawa ng expression of interest agad-agad.
Right.
Kung meron po kayong mga WES or Education Credential Assessments na mag-expire, renew them. Kung medyo mababa yung language test, work on it. At kung medyo kulang sa education, begin seeing options like taking, CAEC, further courses in the future para, ma-improve yung chance. OINP is still the biggest provincial nomination program there is. In Canada, it's still the one with the biggest allocation. So this is a big deal. And ito pa, magpa-consult po kayo ng maaga. Kung kayo magpa-consult sa amin ng may 6 na buwan na lang kayong natitira or 3 buwan kasi mahihirapan talaga kaming magplano para sa inyo. Once you graduate or once you're nearing graduation, consult immediately. Wala namang masamang magpa-consult in the middle of it, but make sure to seek help, especially kung wala naman tayong, kumbaga, time to do this on our own. Okay?
Right. Okay, on that note, we'll end this episode here. Thanks so much, Dayanara!
Thank you, Miss, for the opportunity. See you
Meron
in the live.
may live tayo guys. Abangan niyo yan with Dayanara soon tungkol sa OINP. Okay. Bye na muna guys. See you guys in the next one.